So close that Tracy washed the shirt for him last night so he could wear it today.
Yeah, I think Jason and Pete are probably about as far apart at either end of the spectrum as you can get. Oil and water was absolutely perfect.
Well, he does have one title, but that came as an amateur. He won the Masters back in 1997.
And obviously not the start he was looking for, leaving a 2-8-10 his opening shot. I watched his ball reaction in practice, Ron, and it looked a little suspect, especially on the left lane. You'll see what happens when he just shot that spare shot. You know, his ball goes a little bit light. He moves right to shoot to try to cover the 2-8. The ball almost hooked past the 2-pin.
And now he's going up against Koivuniemi.
This guy here is just brewing with confidence.
Looked a little bit straighter on that ball than he did in the...
Yeah, it sure did look straighter and looked a lot harder, didn't
it?
Obviously, the two go hand in hand. You want to throw the ball straighter? One way to do that, one way to cut down hook is throw it faster.
Also, ball change for Mika.
There's a ball that goes a little bit straighter. There's another ball change. Ow. Where's my sunglasses when you need them?
The happy face ball. Only happy one makes it. Well, this is going to be an interesting match because Mika had a chance right away to jump all over Jason Queen. Gets the spare.
Well, it's still early. It's if you're going to open anywhere in the match, you'd want it to be the first frame. And it's just going to be interesting to see how it plays out for Jason Queen and what type of ball reaction he's really going to have on that left lane, or if it was just a case of jitters and a bad shot.
Already we were remarking before the match that you and I did his Masters win. In fact, it was the first time you and I worked together in Albuquerque, New Mexico. And he was very quiet, very unassuming. And over the last year and a half, 2 years, we have seen this man's confidence grow.
He's starting to get a lot of confidence by having success out here on the tour and knowing in his own mind that he can play with the best in the world.
Jason, the 28-year-old out of Decatur, Illinois. His wife Sheila made her way up here as soon as he made the telecast, called her up, and she started driving from just outside of Chicago. And he says, boy, I hope they cut it up into part last night. There's Sheila. A little bit last night, a little bit this morning. But Sheila made sure she was going to be here. You know, and we have talked, too, about just a couple of weeks ago in Burlington, North Carolina. We saw John Jowdy, one of the great teachers, and he spent an awful lot of time with Jason Queen working on his game.
Changed his push away, made him relax his swing a little bit. Uh-oh, hello! We've seen a lot of that this week.
Oh, boy.
And today.
The 10-pin would win an ugly contest this week.
The messenger, the bird dog, slapping the dime, whatever you want to call it. The head pin's going to go to the sidewall, and here it comes. Bye-bye now.
That helps. After that open frame in the first. Now the pressure swings over to Koivuniemi. And he answers that challenge rather handily.
Looks like he's gone to a ball that goes straighter. He's moved a little bit right, keeping his line nice and straight and firm.
Currently number 5 in the PBA and money winning this year. A win would put him number 2 for this season.
Well, winning the U.S. Open for $100,000 doesn't hurt that statistic any.
Strike would put him up by 22 here early on, just in the 4th frame. Oh my!
Seeing that this is the trouble that you have when you go to a ball that has a little less friction to it. Throw it a little bit too hard, the ball pushes too far down the lane. Comes up late, leaves the 210.
When you talk about less friction for the novice out there, what do you mean?
Well, the ball's not adhering to the lane. It's not gripping the lane. You go to a straighter ball, the outer shell or the shell of the bowling ball isn't as porous, doesn't have as much friction to it, so it's not going to grab the lane.
Oh, my.
That's a big-time open frame.
Well, he returned the favor to Jason Queen, who opened the match with an open.
Sand will be your best friend in Sage.
You can hear so many things from your opponents and they can hear the same thing from you.
Try to get the ball to the left side of the 2-pin, slide it into the 10. Speed and board. That's speed is registered at about 9 feet from foul line, going down towards the pins. And target is at the arrows, about feet.
Well, Jason Queen's starting to feel it. More information, log on to ESPN.com.
Oh, same deal on that left lane.
Well, tell us about the lanes now, because all week they've been playing straighter. The guys have been scoring well. But now we've seen it start to break down a little bit.
Well, the oil is probably a little heavier left, and when they get it going up the lane just a pinch, the ball's going to go a little bit straighter. That left lane's the one that looks sensitive to me. All week long, obviously, this wasn't an issue. TV day is always a different day. Pressure.
Get it.
Pressure, emotions run high. I mean, there's a lot of different factors.
Well, 2 open frames now for the rookie.
When I'm looking at my CAT system here, and it's telling me that location and velocity for Jason Queen, his last 2 shots on the left lane was identical.
Looking on and open. Now Mika Koivuniemi gave one back, and I think the veteran understands now that the advantage has swung back over to his side.
Well, you know, he likes to be firm and he likes to be real hard. And I think he's understanding that, you know, I just can't heave it down the lane. I've got to kind of find a happy medium there. You know, the right amount of speed, the right hit, the right direction.
Keep an eye on his towel, by the way, because when he's bowling well, he'll always put the towel the same way. We saw him grabbing it after that first ball. Strike would put him up by 11. Queen far from out of this. Big hops. Oh, my!
Okay, 7-10 today.
We saw that. He did the same thing against Bob Learn last night. This ball should have been nothing more than a ring 10. Watch the action, the head pin, and watch what happens to the 7-pin. Nothing if it touches it. He blows pitch right by it.
He was surprised. He thought it was good.
At worst, he should have gotten 9 on that shot. He gets 8.
Throwing it hard. 2 open frames for Mika Koivuniemi. 2 open frames for Jason Queen. It is anybody's match in this semifinal number 2. The winner will advance to the finals. We'll be back. Mika Koivuniemi leaving the 4th open, leaving the 6th open. Now he finds himself down by 21 pins as he bowls in the 7th while we were away. Jason Queen struck in the 6th and 7th to open up this lead. Regroup, and he does.
Well, he's only made 1 bad shot. That was in the 4th frame. He got a little firm. That shot in the 6th frame is just unbelievable. Take a look at our CAT's information, his speed, how consistent it is. We talk about it week in and week out. This obviously is wrong. And the reason why is a lot of times Mika, because he lofts it so far, a lot of times the sensor just doesn't pick up the ball leaving his hand.
He likes that.
Take that, 7-10.
You know, Red, he was really hooking the ball a lot more, it appeared, in the opening matches, but later on in the matches, he moved his feet, started playing it a little bit straighter. He's the kind of guy that doesn't mind that. He can move a lot, can't he?
I think that's his strong suit, going straight and firm. Anytime you see a guy lofting the ball, for example, Dave Ferraro back in when Dave Ferraro was the star out here, Dave Ferraro lofted the ball. He was a very straight player.
Here's a guy that usually throws it straight and really hard. Made so many quality shots in match play, and he's doing it again today.
Come on.
Well, today marks the final week of voting in the ballot at Little Creek's Geico Direct Battle Ballot. The ballot now features George Bradham III, Del Ballard Jr., and... Wait a minute.
This is wrong. This is wrong. No. The guy that won is this guy right here. Sorry about my penmanship.
Richard Wolf is the winner.
Richard Wolf.
Now the winner of this week's voting earns the final spot in the limited 32-man field. To vote, you can log on to www.pba.com and click the Battle at Little Creek link on the homepage.
Yeah, that's right.
We were kidding when we pushed you last week. Having a little fun with it, I might add.
Jason Queen got a huge break in the 8th frame when he tripped the 4, and he followed it up with just a beautiful shot in the 9th.
Yeah, 4 in a row now for Jason Queen. Mika Koivuniemi trails by 31.
Putting the big heat on the big fin.
Big Tall, lanky, throwing the high, hard one again.
Can you train like me? Post for your chance to win. Do you have what it takes?
Want to know how to create awesome videos? Check out motionarray.com. You can do it too. Titles easy.
Oh, he's not giving up easily. That's 3 in a row now for Koivuniemi. Jason Queen is in the driver's seat, still leading by 21. Said he really, as we mentioned in the first match, hasn't been doing a whole lot of striking this week, so that has been a problem for him.
Sit the pocket a lot, but his carry percentage is probably the lowest of any of our 5 guys on TV today.
62%. Needs it here. And he gets it.
Well, keep him honest. One more hit, he'll force Jason to mark.
You know, the man that came to the United States, and I remember talking to him in Albuquerque, said that we asked him why he came to the United States to bowl. He said, because these are the best in the world. I needed to go against the best. You know, winning all the titles overseas, he's won them in so many countries. Said, no, I've got to bowl against the best. That's why he came to the States.
Right now, if he strikes out in the 10th frame, Jason Queen can go 9 spare, strike for a tie. First hit in the 10th, Jason Queen goes to the championship round.
Come on.
You heard Mika screaming, lock day, lock day. That means carry and finish. Again, we're going to see another messenger. Head pin goes, actually runs into the 5 pin. The 5 pin almost takes the 10 out.
Well, all Jason Queen has to do is mark in the 10th. And he will be bowling for his first title as a professional. Mika Koivuniemi, not pleased, especially you leave the 4th and the 6th open. He has to settle. We're at 2-11. Now Jason Queen, the man who idolizes Pete Weber. They both have the same attitude, though, when you talk to him, that I don't like to lose attitude. Pete's taking him under his wing, and Jason's going to make the next step in his professional career right here. Smooth, and it's over.
Just really impressed with his performance last night against Tony Reyes when he swept him 3-0. Just makes fantastic shots. This guy has really worked hard on his mental game run. You talked to him last night about the books he's been reading. He's real solid when it comes to talking about what's above the shoulders, and has worked very hard on his game, and he's got a combination now that's really working. A great mental game to go along with a great physical game.
And to advance to the final, I mean, this was a field that started 153. The average to make the top 32 was 233. And the young man out of Decatur, Illinois, his wife Sheila, likes what she sees. With Tracy Weber in the background watching, something she's used to seeing, guys bowling well. Sheila says that, or Tracy told us last night, that some reason they all clicked, the 4 of them. Pete has helped them on a number of different areas, mainly the mental aspect of his game. That's part of the tour, though, the family atmosphere out here. Everybody helps everybody else. Well, we've got our finalist. Jason Queen will be going after his